Hey, yo, what's good? Welcome to my underrated fights series where I give tribute to great fights that aren't often talked about amongst boxing fans when they discuss great fights, like Hagler Hearns, like Barrera Morales, like Ali Frazier, 1, 2, and 3. Today we'll be talking about Winky Wright versus Jermaine Taylor, or better yet, Jermaine Taylor versus Winky Wright, because he was the lineal champion who had just beaten Bernard Hopkins twice in controversial decisions. This fight happened in June 17th of 2006. Shout outs to Fight Critic for suggesting this. Thank you, brother. I had not seen this fight before. And wow, was I missing something? If you haven't seen this fight, watch it because you are missing out. I remember I still have the magazine from the ring from that time after this fight happened. It said Shea Mosley's on the cover, but it's a feature story. It says let's do it again. Taylor versus Wright. Let's do it again. And even though this fight ended in a draw, which eventually makes it sort of mean nothing because a draw means that the fighters come out the same as they came in because Winky Wright isn't the champion, right? He's still not the champion, and Jermaine Taylor is a champion. So Jermaine Taylor defends his title successfully, but he doesn't win. And Winky Wright just left angrily, and he didn't even give the post-fight interview after the fight because he thought he won. I thought it was a draw. I thought the draw was a good decision, but man, you want to see a high-speed chess match that goes for 12 rounds, no knockdowns, no like big shots, no one gets buckled, no one gets really hurt in this fight, but it's just an active fight. Two very good fighters. Winky Wright was number 2 pound for pound at that time, and Jermaine Taylor was number 4 because he had just beat Bernard Hopkins twice, like I said before. But this is just a high-speed chess match, a fight that's just a good fight between good boxers. Both two technically sound fighters giving out a great fight. Not all technical fights have to be boring, folks. It doesn't know how to be a guy dominating another guy to see some beautiful boxing. This is what we get here from Winky Wright, and also we get from Jermaine Taylor. You see Jermaine Taylor trying to control the distance with the 6-inch reach advantage, but he just doesn't. Every time he hits Winky Wright has that high guard, but sometimes he goes through it. But Winky Wright just throws. He's from the southpaw stance. He throws these accurate right jabs, left combinations. Sometimes he backs him up into the ropes, and when he has him backed up into the ropes, this is when Winky Wright is scoring points. But Jermaine Taylor is landing the harder shots. From round 6, I had it a draw. No. Round 6, I had it 4-2 to Winky Wright. Rounds 8, I had it a draw. And I gave it 2-2 apiece at the end. Just a great, exciting fight, an active fight between two, like I said, two very technically sound, pound for pound fighters. It's a shame that they didn't have a rematch. It's a damn shame. It seems like Winky Wright didn't want the rematch after the fight just because he was so frustrated. And he went on to fight Alcarte. Then he took some few years off. No, actually he fought Corte, then Bernard Hopkins. Then he took a few years off. But Winky Wright's a very underrated fighter. Look for my underappreciated fighter series. Winky Wright's gonna be on it soon, or one day. I have other plans right now for that series, but very underrated fighter. I'm sure he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. He has already retired, I believe, but you got here a man that's being the best, fought the best of his era, and has never been knocked out before in his career. And Jermaine Taylor, you have a very good fighter who beat Bernard Hopkins twice. He's pound for pound, and it kind of his career went downhill after this. He fought Kelly Pavlik and got knocked out. Then got those concussions, and his story is just tragic. I think he's due to do time right now, but this is a fight that's very, very good. There's momentum swings like in every single round. Every round of this fight tells its own story. Every round you're like, oh, okay, this round's for Winky Wright, and then Jermain Taylor comes with his harder shots because he's a natural middleweight. Oh, I'm gonna give this round to Jermain Taylor. Then Winky Wright comes around and throws these combinations and these accurate shots throughout the fight. Who do I give these rounds to? This fight is so hard to score. So yeah, I'm not gonna say don't score this fight because go ahead and do it, but this is a fight that you could just sit back and enjoy some good boxing, some good fighting. So, defensive, sort of a defensive fight from Winky Wright because he keeps his guard up, but he's not really moving to the side or moving his head. He's just blocking every shot with his forearms, which sometimes they go through, and those shots hurt. You get hit in the gloves and your forearms, they hurt, dude, because your gloves are hitting your face and you're getting hit by that much force from a world title fighter. I know those shots are hurting Winky Wright as well. So even though those points aren't scoring, they are getting Winky Wright's respect because they're hitting him. Yeah, it's different from you slipping, dodging, and weaving a punch because that punch is not landing. It's not hitting you at all. These fights they're hard punches that are landing. Speaking of hard punches, Winky Wright lands hard punches throughout the fight as well. So it's it's a hard fight to score, but a very good fight. And a fight definitely worth watching, man. It's a shame. This fight is a fight between pound for pound fighters, and it's for the undisputed championship. And it just doesn't get talked about because maybe the fighters, but I think this fight should because you got two of the best fighters of that generation in 2006. Top 5, and they're fighting for the undisputed title, and they give it all on the line. They give it all. That's something that these guys did. Yeah, Winky Wright wasn't the most popular fighter, but he's definitely one of the most talented fighters at that time. Even Jermain Taylor, who some people don't view as legitimate because they don't view his win against Hopkins. They don't view that as legitimate, but he does deserve respect for his reign. He ended Hopkins' reign, and then he went right to it to fight Winky Wright. So I wish this fight had a rematch, but what are you gonna do? They had this great classic fight that's truly underrated. And once again, thanks Fight Critic for suggesting this, and you too, go ahead and watch it. Thanks for watching. What are some underrated fights that you could think of? Please subscribe. Peace.